Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be covering some Pokemon leaks, specifically regarding the Crown Tundra. Now, these leaks are available on Twitter, and I'll be linking the Twitter pages of which they were found in the description. We briefly touched on some of these leaks in the Monster Tamer news segment yesterday, however, a lot more has come to light, so I figured now's a good time. And of course, thanks to Misora for bringing a lot of these to my attention. So first things first, data miners were actually able to find the map for the Crown Tundra. Now, as you can see from this video here, it looks to be quite large, almost the same size as Galar itself. And yes, the actual visuals aren't available, we just have these little points. Now, we don't know exactly how large it's going to be because of scaling and whatnot, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. These black dots likely represent points of interest, and as you can see, there are quite a bit, 16 to be exact. Now, based on what we know for sure is coming to the DLC, as well as this image leaked, I have an idea of how this may play out. I'm assuming that with these 16 areas, most would contain a group of legendaries often associated to one another, i.e. the legendary birds, the lake trio, etc. We get a leak of some flags present in the Crown Tundra. For those of you who don't know, flags in Pokemon are basically like things that need to be checked off to know you completed a certain task. So if you were to, let's say, catch Mewtwo's flag, whatever that number is, would be set, and then the overworld counter would tell the game, okay, don't make Mewtwo appear again. But anyways, these flags that were leaked perfectly match up with all non-mythical Pokemon. So looks like all the legends are going to be present. What's interesting too is that we see 16 areas on the previous leak, and when you break up the possible groups, it actually fits, kinda. Let me explain. So group 1 could be the Galarian birds, 2 the legendary beasts, 3 Ho-Oh and Lugia, 4 Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, 5 the Laddies, 6 all the Reggies including the new ones, 7 the Lake Trio, 8 the Creation Trio, 9 Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadus, 10 Zekrom, Reshiram, Kyurem, 11 could be the XY legendaries, 12 could be the Island Guardians, 13 could be the Ultra Beasts, 14 could be Solgaleo, Lunala with their Pre-Evos, and Necrozma. With these groups, we still have at max 2 slots, and I could see Mewtwo getting its own separate area, bringing us to 15. And then let's remember that Calyrex is a thing and would, at minimum, given the fact that it's apparently getting fusions according to the leaks, bring us up to 16. Now, this sounds like it lines up perfectly until you remember that we have a couple of stragglers being Heatran, Cresselia, and the Swords of Justice. The Swords of Justice actually have a separate set of flags. They're not present on the original flag list, which is interesting. So perhaps they might be available somewhere other than these 16 areas, or perhaps Calyrex might be available somewhere other, and then the Swords of Justice can take that spot. With Heatran and Cresselia, though, it gets a little more muggled. They might throw them in with Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, or they could throw them in with the Lake Trio. I'm not too sure on that point, but it is a pretty close comparison, so it's still interesting, at least. We also get various mission names leaked, the first being the Terrible Titans, lurking locked away, likely referring to the Reggies. They came from the Ultra Beyond, likely referring to Ultra Beasts, and the Sacred Bonds of Sovereign and Steed, likely referring to the Swords of Justice. Some less integral but still noteworthy pieces of information are that these NPCs were left over after the DLC update for the first expansion, and that, as I mentioned earlier, Calyrex will have 2 other Pokemon named Hakuba and Kokuba that it'll be able to combine with in some way. Now, keep in mind these names are Japanese and will be different in English. We also find out that Game Freak left some item data which allude to the DNA splicers and something called the Ensolarizer and Lunarizer, which, I mean, is pretty obvious to know where those come from. We also see a list of fly flags on this map here, which some appear on the previously mentioned 16 areas and some don't. So perhaps maybe Calyrex or the Swords of Justice or someone will appear outside of one of these 16 areas. It's very possible. We also get 2 flags that reference Pokemon following you, one for the Isle of Armor and one for the Crown Tundra. So as of right now, it seems following Pokemon might be a DLC exclusive feature. And lastly, unless something else comes out before I finish editing this, and if it does, I'll just throw it in at the end here, but is the fact that there will be 8 additional battle themes that will be playable in the Battle Tower. Likely they'll be related to the new Crown Tundra themes. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the gist of the leaks. I'll be doing a everything coming to the Crown Tundra video closer to launch, which will go over the returning Pokemon, new items, new Pokemon, etc. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like, and if you're a Pokemon fan who's new to the channel and sees this, I welcome you. This channel is dedicated to the monster taming genre, which includes Pokemon, of course, but other games like Kindred Fates, Digimon, Coromon, Monster Crown, Temtem, etc. If you feel like expanding your horizons, consider subscribing and checking out our Monster Tamer Discord server. Links in the description. Until next time, guys, peace.